Hello there, welcome back to my channel. Erin here. I have a scrapbook layout share for you, and there's a whole lot of crafty inspiration in here. It's been like 5 months since I've done a layout share, and my temporary album was bursting at the seams. So I need to file these, and I thought I'd share them with you before I file them into their permanent albums. Let me move these off to the side and we'll look at them one layout at a time. So I like to point out some design techniques as we look at these layouts. Now, most of these do have process videos here on my channel. So this one is featuring the Marbled Elegance paper, which is the pink pattern papers here, and then the green one, can you believe it, is from a coffee collection called A Little Latte. So I've mixed those together, had lots of fun with all the pink and sparkly. We've got some background stamping behind our embellishments. You can see that carried throughout the layout. I did a little stash busting for the hat and the boots, and then of course this is ephemera that one of the retreat attendees, her name's Linda, she created these as part of her gifts to the other crop goers, and they were perfect for the layout. So that's kind of what inspired me to pull in the paper from the Little Latte collection. So this actual layout design is from the Creative Design Team 12 by 12 Volume 3 sketchbook, which focuses on using 6 by 6 pattern paper. So if you have a lot of 6 by 6 pattern papers in your stash, this is a great sketchbook to help you use those up. Now, none of these were actually 6 by 6 papers. I cut them down, so that's kind of fun too. It's great for scraps, or you can use it with full-size papers. I wanted embellishments to kind of capture that celebration vibe, so this is the Round We Go stamp and die set, and that's where the background stamping came from. You can see that there. And then you have stamped pinwheels, or you have the dies, which is what I have used to create these, and I thought they were very festive. A lot of the gals decorated with balloons, which would have been fun too because of all the balloons in the photo, but definitely great for any type of party, New Year's, birthday, any type of celebration. So I thought that was a fun way to use the Round We Go set. These next layouts feature the Autumn to Remember Scrapbooking Workshop, which happens to be, at the time of filming this, I just checked, it's in the last chance section, so you can grab this workshop at a really killer deal. So I did add some things. The leaves are not part of the workshop. Those are from the Changing Leaves stamp and die set. So I added those to my embellishment clusters just to kind of capture that fall vibe. And this was Thanksgiving from 2020. So I was documenting those photos, and I really love the leaves tucked in for any fall layout. But all of the papers, and then like this little overlay here, and you can see it on the other side, are from the actual workshop. So is this sticker and this sticker here. There was some tags, lots of stickers. So like I said, that is in the last chance section, which is pretty cool. Here is another layout from that same Autumn to Remember workshop, and this, it does come with a guide, like a workshop guide that walks you through how to put together the layouts. So I did change it up just a bit. This wreath, this circular element, is part of the workshop, and so are all of these little embellishments here. But again, I use the same Changing Leaves to tuck in into my embellishment clusters here, but these little wooden leaves were part of the workshop, which are really cool. They're like faux wood kind of paperboard. They're not as thick as chipboard, but they're thicker than cardboard. So that is part of the, shapes too, like the wooden, there's the arrow, the wooden leaves, and some title options in there. So this is I love fall. I just love the colors, so I really enjoy creating fall layouts. And one more layout featuring the Autumn Memories collection. So this one I kind of did my own thing, and the pumpkins are from my stash. Those embellishments I pulled in, I created those myself using stamps. The Autumn Days is part of the wood grain shapes. So you can see that faux wood grain texture? So this and the little sign, I just stamped on the sign there. You can color those shapes. So here I added inking to darken that so that it would stand out more on the layout. So you can leave them, or like I have inking around the edge here too. And the story and highlights were stamped on there with a really cool stamp set. Let me grab it. This stamp set is called Love This Moment, and it has great little words for scrapbooking that you can add to like little tabs. You know, that's a sticker, but you could add it to a tab like that, or in this case, I stamped right on there. And it says the story and highlights, but there's this moment, this picture, all sorts of fun little terms there, or words for scrapbooking. And then pumpkin season is from More Than Autumn. So there's dies in here, and they have all sorts of like apple season, pumpkin season, great for fall. I have another fall layout. Now this is a different collection. This is featuring a paper pumpkin kit. Paper Pumpkin is a monthly subscription. It's a card kit. Typically they're cards, and I loved it so much I wanted to create a scrapbook layout. So all of these elements, the log rounds, were from the card bases, and then you got all of this little punch out ephemera, and then these are card bases too. So the only thing I added the cardstock around the edge, which is blueberry bushel, and then this paper here, this brown wonky grid paper, is from the Autumn Memories fall collection. And then I added let's see, oh, the wood grain. The wood grain in the background is from the Country Woods wood grain paper. And the rest is just little bits from the card making kit. So I know a lot of my friends here on YouTube will share scrapbooking ideas for those paper pumpkin card kits. But yeah, I really enjoyed putting this one together. And there is a process video here on my channel. I've added a couple tags just to add some layering and a spot for my journaling. We were documenting a ladies' fall ride tradition we like to do, where we have a charcuterie board party and we get together and just go for a ride and enjoy the beautiful fall colors. So yeah, this one, love the colors here. So pretty. So let me scoot these out of the way. I actually have one more fall layout, and this is another one I created for the Creative Design Team membership. So this was one of several projects for my class, and for this particular month, the technique focus was on creating backgrounds, which is really fun because you have several different designers and we all have a different approach and style, so everybody interprets creating backgrounds in their own creative way. For my class, I taught a stamping technique, and this piece here in the center was one 12 by 12 white piece of cardstock. So you can see I've done all sorts of fun treatments to the background there to create this custom fall paper, and I just love how that turned out. This was really fun to make. So I added some gold glitter paper to the bottom and then carried those bits of gold in like gold sequins, and also the leaves here were cut from gold glitter paper, and this is the same changing leaf set. I love all of the different looks you can create with those particular leaf clusters. And then you can see I've added my journaling to this little banner piece, which is from the Nested Essentials dies. So you have these nesting shapes, and they have this great little double row of stitching around the outside there. So yeah, really enjoyed putting this project together, and I think that paper just turned out so lovely with the fall leaves. Now I have some fun Halloween inspired layouts to share with you. These are all featuring a workshop collection called Halloween Memories. So it's still available too. There's Halloween Memories, or there's just the paper pack Halloween Spells with the sticker sheet, which is in the last chance section, as well as the Halloween Memories stamp set, which is a great title set you could use every year. Classic Halloween titles. And this is 50% off. It was $20 and is $10. And then I've done some embellishing on this layout with the potions and spells. You can see the cauldron and the bubbles, and just super cute. There's little books, and you'll see this used on upcoming layouts also. But this was a sketch from one of Close to My Heart's sketchbooks, and several of my crafty friends and I have been working our way through that entire sketchbook. We're almost done. And this one had this great big circular element, so I interpreted that circle as a spider web. So I cut that on my Cricut, and then it had these 3 circles going down the side, so I used that for my journaling, and then just to kind of ground my embellishments. You can see the detail around there. I used the Spotlight on Nature dies for that. And can you see the shine on the bubbles? That's not glitter paper. I actually colored those with my Wink of Stella glimmer brush. So this makes anything super sparkly. So I die cut those out and then just added that sparkle there for just added shine. I think that's a really fun little detail there, super easy to do. And I added it to the bats also. You can see them kind of sparkling, and even the little potion bottles up there. So we were documenting a trip to Hobbs Grove, which is like a haunted hay maze and a haunted forest. Really, really fun Halloween adventure. Now for this layout here, I've used the Halloween Memories workshop to document these photos of my mom decorating her front porch. And you can see I've used the same cauldron from the Potions and Spells, and here I've stamped the bubbles. So on this layout I used the die cuts, and on this one they're actually stamped. The ooze is a die cut, and you can see I've added that Wink of Stella glitter effect there. And then in this video, I walked you through the process of adding some ink blending first. Can you see kind of the green glow on the background? That is ink blending, and then I just stamped right over the top. And then you can see this really cool effect on this purple cardstock too. I used a white ink pad and just kind of drug it across to get this look on that cardstock, and I quite like the effect. It has kind of a ghostly look to it, perfect for Halloween there. So the bats are from the sticker sheet. Those are stickers, and then the broom is from the Potions and Spells dies. Had this super cute little broom set in there. You can see the Wickedly Good Times for my title here. And for my journaling, I have printed that out on vellum. This is always a fun way to add journaling to your layout because you can still see all the fun pattern papers and color through the vellum. With this same collection, here is another double page layout. So you can see here now the Halloween Memories was from the sticker sheet. I have a subtitle over here using the spooky fun right here. I used white embossing powder to put that onto a black background. And then of course a little bit from my stash, some from the sticker sheets. These pumpkins were from my stash. We were pumpkin carving, so I really wanted to bring in the pumpkins into my embellishing. And this is a fun way to, add these little detail photos. I worked them into this pattern here. So instead of just pattern paper, I actually used some of these little squares for photo spots, and I thought this turned out really fun. I like the black background and then the bold bright colors. Now the last layout I created with this Halloween Memories collection is a single page layout here. So this was a pre-printed background page here with the spider webs on it, and then the book paper I actually cut a row, so the whole pattern paper is rows of books all the way across. So I just cut down one row to document these photos of my niece here, and there's the little kitty and the potion bottles from the Potions and Spells, and I just really love this one because she loves to read. She's in this like skeleton sweater, so I thought it fit her perfectly, and I wanted to show you here. So on the workshop, or in the workshop, they had you use both of these papers here. But the way I have created it, I've got these all mixed up here, is I actually cut this paper in half. So this is one 12 by 12. So I was able to use one of them for this layout by cutting it in half and mounting it onto a piece of white cardstock. And then that gave me a whole nother paper for this single page layout. So I was able to stretch that and get more layouts. Now this is a layout you likely have not seen unless you are in our Creative Design Team membership. So each month we have a technique topic focus, and for this particular month it was on utilizing scraps. So I wanted to teach a class on paper strips, and I created this layout, and all the classes come with the sketch guide with all the dimensions and everything, but you can see I have used paper strips to create this really fun pattern going all the way across the layout. This is the Mediterranean Blooms collection from the annual catalog, and I've been using this to document a lot of my Italy adventures. So in our membership, we will teach a layout, but then also show other ways to use that same design technique. So this is a card I created, and we talked about, scale of patterns for a smaller project versus a larger project, and just talking about color balance for a design like this. But I quite like how that turned out with a little glitter paper there. Really, really pretty collection of papers. So this layout, you can see I've got some background stamping, there's some ink blending there, we've got some fun embellishing clusters here with some travel icons, but really the strips of this gorgeous colorful pattern paper adds a big wow factor to this layout. So I titled it Amalfi Treasures because we were on the Amalfi Coast, and it's quite a hike from where we were staying. You're actually close to the ocean, but it's a hike down to the actual water. But it was so fun because there's all these like little handmade pottery sea creatures on the wall and miniature landscapes. Some of these actually had like running water, so you'd have like a water fountain that made it look like a waterfall behind these miniatures. It was so cool, and we loved it. So each time you made the trek from the Airbnb down to the water, there was some new discovery to find, and a lot of neat little pathways just like this. Very, very cool place to stay. So anyway, love how this one turned out. And the lemons are fussy cut from the paper. And then I just tucked in some die cut shells to help capture the memory, because a lot of these little clay pottery creations were like shells and sea creatures. So it tied in quite nicely. I created this layout using the Take to the Sky collection from the annual catalog, which is kind of a masculine collection, great for travel, but I thought it was also perfect for these outdoor photos. The cloud paper, and then this kind of reminds me of a topography map, and of course I love the colors. They're perfect for outdoor layouts. So I love how this one turned out. Mixing and matching dies and stamp sets. This is a Christmas stamp. Always look at your Christmas stamps because there's usually great outdoor type stamps you can use year round, like pine sprigs and pine cones. In this case, I used the little deer. And then to fill in some of the white space on some of my layouts, I like to do background stamping, but on this particular one, I just added some splatter, and I like the way that kind of adds some interest to that white space. These trees are all from the the Frosted Forest die set, different types of trees, and again, those are die cuts. So just, fun. This is the textured timber stamp set. So I love this one. I use this element. I don't even know if I've actually I have used that one, but this made this stamp set worth it alone for me because I use it all the time on my outdoor layouts just to add to my embellishment clusters. Here's another layout I created for the Creative Design Team membership. So this particular technique focus was all about stamping. So for my class, I wanted to teach layered stamping techniques. So this is one of the projects I created, and there's just so many different stamp sets here, from splatter stamps to text stamps, ferns, and these arrows are stamps. You can see more ferns peeking out there, and just all sorts of fun stamp sets working together to create this super unique background to help document these hiking photos. This is from my Alaska trip, and we were in the Glacier Bay area. So you can see I did this technique on both sides there. And then these cute little mushrooms, you've probably seen me using these in other videos. Those are from the Terrific Toadstools. So here they took on a little bit different look, and all the other times I've showed them, I've used very bright, vivid colors, oranges and pinks, and here I went with more earthy tones to go along with the photos. There's a cool little mushroom there. I added my tags or journaling to a tag, a little bit of twine there, and then I did add some layered die cuts. This is from one of the Paper Pumpkin add-ons. So as a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, they have add-on die sets every 3 months, I believe, that coordinate with the kits, and this fern made that a must-have for me. Definitely love the ferns. So this was a really fun layout to create. Definitely love these stamping techniques. This layout features the Otterly Adorable collection, which actually turned out to be perfect for tropical type photos. So I was documenting some poolside fun in Maui, and all of these papers here are from the Otterly Adorable collection. And then to bring in that tropical flair, I have used the sea turtle stamp set here to create this very realistic sea turtle. You get two different sizes of turtles, and then the happy hibiscus flower, which is what you see here. So there are die cut leaves. You can do stamp leaves or dies. And this is neat because it's like a bundle where you can get the stamp, the dies, and there's an embossing folder that all coordinates together. So you can get some really unique looks. And I like this one because you get these, you have an outline stamp where you can stamp in the center or just kind of the solid part. So you can get different looks from the stamp set using it that way. And I think that's really, really pretty. And there's some smaller little accent flowers there. So love the hibiscus flower. Really pretty. So again, Otterly Adorable. Featuring the same Otterly Adorable collection, I created this layout documenting a river adventure. This one was a lot of fun. I actually use this as a sketch challenge for my customers. Every month we have a sketch challenge over in my Facebook group, and this was one of those featured sketches. So I like it because you can get a lot of photos on here, and you can see on the last layout there was no, evidence of otters anywhere. It was very tropical, but here we have a whole different look from the same paper collection, and I chose to bring in the otters because they definitely fit. I've got otters in my photo, so it was a perfect opportunity to use them. The little log die here is part of the Otterly Adorable collection, so you can see this super detailed little log, and there's the little rocks and kind of this aquatic plant. That is all from the Otterly Adorable dies, and the dies cut out the pattern paper, and there's stamps that coordinate with it too. So really, really cute little critters here. These are the mini alphabet dies. I love using those for titles. And then I created a pocket on this one to add my journaling. This way I had a lot to say, so I wanted to type that up, and I used a little 3D foam tape on the back of my picture here. You can see, I don't know if you can see that foam tape in there, but it creates a perfect little pocket for journaling. So I love to add my journaling like that when I really have not left room on the front of the layout to include the story. So this is another fun die from the Otterly Adorable die set. Not necessarily the tag, that's a die from my stash, but there's a die that cuts out these little fish, so you can see the background through there, and I think that is just super cute. So I've just tucked in some logs and some of the aquatic plants everywhere. This is from my stash, but yeah, really, really had fun putting this one together. This layout features the Nest of Winter collection, and it's gorgeous because it lends itself well to winter, but you'll see on the next layout I've used it to document some summertime photos. But here I am documenting a snowy winter hike with my dogs, and I wanted to use these icicles. This is the Frozen Edges die, which I don't think is available any longer. I think it just sold out. It was in the last chance section, I'm pretty sure. But I've used glitter paper to add these frozen icicles, and I think that adds so much to the page. There's that fabulous textured timber round that I love so much. And then I have used some just different stamp sets. This is a pocket card from the Reindeer Memories, and then I've just layered up the pine cones are from the Light the Year collection. Again, another Christmas set, but you can see how well those pine cones work for, year round. A few little snowflakes just to help give that feeling of winter and snow flurries. And then the sprigs are all featuring the Golden Greenery collection. So some are from the paper, and then some are the coordinating dies. But this was very fun to create. I love just the glitter of the snowflakes and everything. So on this next layout here, let me grab this one. You can see I have used the same Nest of Winter paper to document summertime photos. So I just kind of left out the icy blues, and the birds still have like this wintry feel to them with the red berries, but I think they work great for nature photos as well. So we were on a beautiful hike in Alaska, and I use this paper to kind of capture that nature feel. Again, golden greenery, there's the textured timber, more pine cones. I did bring in some of the Country Woods wood grain paper for this one here. And a fun technique that I used in this was creating this frame around the edge of my paper. So with a two-toned white core cardstock, you can do embossing and sanding to reveal that. So that's exactly how I did that technique. So I'll have all of these videos, excluding the few that are for the Creative Design Team membership, but all of the others that have process videos, I'll link in a playlist for you so you can easily locate anyone that you'd like to maybe see more details for. So really, really had fun. I always say that I had fun, but I did. Scrapbooking's fun, right? Always enjoy creating these layouts. Now we're getting into some fun Christmas layouts, and a lot of the Christmas goodies are still available and in the last chance section, so you can get some really great deals if you are not caught up on your Christmas scrapbooking. So this is the Reindeer Memories collection, and I had both the paper pack and the scrapbooking workshop, so some of them I've kind of mixed up, but the Enjoy the Season is from the scrapbooking workshop and the papers, and then the embellishments I kind of mixed and matched things from my stash. So these adorable little reindeer here are from the Reindeer Fun, and there's a stamp set and then the die, and it's a big die set. There's actually two different sides to this. So one cuts out these reindeer silhouettes that match the stamps and the pattern paper, and then on this side you've got all these little reindeer and holly and the little string of lights. So you'll see those come up in several different layout examples, so you can kind of see where I've added them here and added just a little bit of liquid pearls to the lights to make them look dimensional and kind of glow there, iridescent if you will. And then you can see I added those same little red stickles to the reindeer's nose. This is layered up that reindeer die and the wreath there, and some stickers from the sticker sheet. So really bright and fun and festive papers here for this Christmas collection. Printed out my journaling on a tag, just did a little layering over here, and it turned out super cute. Using more of the Reindeer Fun, I created this layout documenting my cats and their shenanigans under the Christmas tree here. So the little kitty stamps are close to my heart stamps from my stash. And then the technique focus for this layout was how to use pocket cards in lots of different ways. So these trees were cut from a pocket card, and I call them pocket cards. I think Stampin' Up calls them Memories and More cards. They're meant for pocket scrapbooking, but I've used them in different ways for embellishing on this layout. And then the title is cut from a pocket card also. So this, I haven't attached this. I've got this flip flap here that's just kind of set in there. I will attach it when I put this into the page protector, and then I attach it to the outside. But for now, I just kind of have it stuck here so it doesn't get lost. But that is how that will open, and you can see the journaling included in the flip flap and more photos underneath. They were so funny. They spent so much time hanging out under this tree, kind of wrestling, just being naughty boys. So cute. Here's another Reindeer Memories collection where I focused on using those same pocket cards or Memories and More cards. So you can see here, this is a card as is. I didn't trim it down. It had lines, so I added my journaling and just put some embellishments over the top. Here's another 4x6 pocket card that I've just layered behind my photo. This Warm Wishes was trimmed from a pocket card, and then I used pocket cards for my title. I layered up two of them. So this is a 3x4 with another 3x4 offset behind it. So yeah, primarily pocket cards to embellish this layout. And then this, like I said, is the Reindeer Memories, but all of these bits, they had a Joyful Ephemera Christmas pack with all of this little ephemera that you could just very quickly add to your layouts, and it was super nice. The wood grain paper in the back is from the Country Woods wood grain. I got the idea, I was inspired by my mom's antiques in the photo, and I like how it has this warm, cozy feel. I've added a little bit of glimmer paper to the borders here, just to add a touch of that Christmas festivities, right? And then I used gold splatter to add to the background there, so you can see how shiny that is. This is a really cool paint. Let me show that to you real quick. I ordered this on Amazon. I don't know if I'm saying it right, Cola Roll, but it's pearl, gold and silver pearl colors. So these are really nice because they don't rub off, they maintain their shine. You add water to them and let them sit, let that water soak in, and then you just swirl your paintbrush around in there, and then you tap, tap, tap it, and you get this really cool splatter effect on the back, and you can see how gold and sparkly that is. And like I said, it doesn't rub off like some glitters can do. So fun little way to add a little festive sparkle to the background. I'm putting this one in with our Christmas layouts. It's not Christmas, but I've used the Christmas products to create this outdoor layout. So this paper here and here is from the Reindeer Memories, the same that we've been, I've been showing you. And you can see I use the same little reindeer guy that I've used here. I just left off the bow and left off the red nose, and now he just looks like deer out in the forest. And then the same for this paper. It could work really well for wintry landscape, but I thought it was perfect for these hunting photos. I've added some pine cones. Those are from the Light the Year stamp set. Again, another Christmas stamp. There's that textured timber stamp set. And then these circles with the detail around them are the Spotlight on Nature circle dies. They're great for housing embellishments. You can see I've used it for my title. Here I've used it for my journaling. They're really, really a great staple to have in your craft room. You can use them in so many different ways. So just fun little details here, and getting more from my Christmas products, and that always makes you happy, right? Now we're moving on to a different Christmas collection. This paper collection was called Sentimental Christmas. I love the old-fashioned kind of vintage ribbon candy here. The poinsettia die is actually a Spellbinders die, and then the trees are from a Stampin' Up! Set called Decorative Trees. So those are all die cuts. There's a lantern from the Light the Year. This is a really great design, having a strip of paper on your outer edges and then a very linear row across the center. When you have a lot of portrait photos, this design works very well. So you can also alternatively, if you have landscape photos, you could do 3x4 photos and kind of take up the same footprint there. So I thought that I just tend to gravitate towards this design, and I really like it. I've added a little bit of stamping across the bottom and some fun little words. This is the Reindeer Memories stamp set, and that is where this title came from, Festive Memories. I was Christmas shopping with my mom, having a good time. And then you can see the fa la 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 down here. So I've added that little stamp image there, and was really happy with how this one turned out. You can't go wrong with poinsettias too. They just look so pretty. And then for the centers, Stampin' Up! Has these super cute little peppermint adhesive backed bling, if you will, and they're a great addition for Christmas layouts. So really, really cute, and those are still available. They kept going out of stock. It was crazy. They'd come into stock and everybody buy them instantly. So they are still there now. Very fun little embellishment. This one also features the Sentimental Christmas collection and the decorative tree dies. You can see those here. I've cut some out in foil, gold foil paper, different cardstock colors. And then my favorite thing about this particular layout, I'm a little annoyed I didn't line that up in the center, but that's okay because when it sits in your album, it's not directly butted up. But these lights, they're just really, really, really cute. Those are from the Reindeer Memories collection. I showed you on that first layout how I put the stickles on them. For this one, I was a little bit of a labor of love, but I die cut multiples, cut off the little color, and then overlaid it there to get those multicolored lights going across the bottom. So I alternated green, red, and gold foil paper there to have that fun little detail. So you can see the gold is replicated in the trees, and then we've just got bits of red scattered about. And you can see I use that same gold paint that I showed you earlier to create some background splatter, and then I did some strip journaling over the top of that. This had a lot of white space, so that was a great way to dress that up. There's that same festive memories that I used on the last layout, so I definitely was getting a lot of mileage from that stamp set. It's kind of funny, I bought lots of the Reindeer Memories paper collection and then actually ended up using the Sentimental Christmas quite a bit more. It just worked with all of my photos so well. We went to Disneyland a few Decembers ago, so I was documenting that trip. And of course, you know, what's a Disney layout without a big Mickey Mouse head, right? So I cut that on my Cricut. And then again, there's those poinsettias. Those are Spellbinder poinsettias. We added some red glimmer paper, and then just there's those circles again, the Spotlight on Nature circle where I've housed my journaling, the little lanterns, which are the Light the Year set, and then just let's see here, what else? I did some paper tearing on the bottom here just to add a little bit of interest to that black paper strip there. But this one was really, this makes me happy. These were fun photos. So I love it when they have all the little photo spots around Disneyland that you can just take advantage of. That definitely makes us scrapbookers happy, right? Here I created a single page layout documenting my niece's beautiful Christmas dress, and the inspiration for my paper selection definitely came from the dress itself. You can see how well that looks just like the dress. So I've mixed some paper collections here. This is the Season of Elegance, this one here with the gold foiling, and then these papers, the green strip and this one, are from the Golden Greenery collection. I've used those same Spellbinder poinsettias in white and then tucked in sprigs from the Golden Greenery papers. We've got our little decorative tree die there, and then I just used a tag to house my journaling. And then this little Christmas joy was also from a Christmas ephemera pack as well as the tag. So that made this layout come together pretty quickly because those were already kind of, you know, created embellishments, so to speak, and then a few die cuts. And we have this very pretty sparkly gold festive layout. This one is from that same Disney trip, and I used the Sentimental Christmas here and documented downtown when they just do this winter wonderland. It's amazing. You can see the snow falling there, and it's all lit up with just, it's incredible. Really, really pretty. So this picture here with the swag across the, you know, the garland across the center is what inspired my embellishments. So I tried to replicate that with some die cuts and a wreath, stamped wreath, and then I wanted the twinkly lights. So that's an idea I got from Chelsea, and you can see that is from this Reindeer Memories set. So I turned it this way and then just adjusted and varied the height as I stamped across just to add that kind of draping and delicate detail to the background there. You probably can't see, let me see if I can hold it up. Do you see the embossed detail on this strip? So I ran that through an embossing folder. So that is a really great way to add some interest to your scrapbook layouts and use your embossing folders. They're not just for cards. So you know, most of them are only 6 inches long, so you just kind of have to line it up and run it through twice. But that little embossed detail really elevates the project there. So we've got embossing and background stamping, a little torn paper edge up top here, some glitter paper to dress it up. Again, I've used a Spotlight on Nature circle die to house my journaling. That's something I like to do a lot. Journaling on circles or tags or just something like that. And these are, this die here is, let me show you those. That is a alphabet die from Stampin' Up! Called Alphabet a la Mode, and it's a really nice size. They're tall, but they're kind of skinny, so you can fit longer words. So I enjoy using dies for titles because you never run out of the letters, right? You just cut it out of any paper you want to paint, cut it out of. These are the lanterns from the Light the Year collection. I cut a little bit of mistletoe. This is the same, I cut it up. It's the same one I used from here. I just cut it into pieces to make it look like mistletoe or garland kind of hanging beneath those very, very pretty lanterns. So now I get the fun task of putting these all away in their albums. I do not scrapbook chronologically, but I store my layouts chronologically. So I kind of am all over the place. I do one book per year, and then of course vacation albums like this Alaska layout has its own separate album. So, I'm inspired by the products and inspired by the paper, so I kind of scrapbook whatever I feel inspired to scrapbook, and then, organize them into their forever albums chronologically. So thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope you found some inspiring ideas that you can try in your own craft room today. And again, everything is linked in this playlist right here if you want to catch the details or the process behind any of these layouts. Thank you for spending time with me today, and I'll see you very soon here on YouTube. Bye.